just hacked into my Airbnb's Wi-Fi using this DIY hacking tool that I built myself. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. Before we do that though, let's rewind and see how I got here. I'm in the middle of a move right now and my new place isn't ready, so I'm staying at an Airbnb for a little while. I got there today, checked in. Everything was all good except for the guest book that's supposed to have the Wi-Fi password was missing. Now, I just went out to run some errands and I sent a message to the host asking if I could just get the Wi-Fi password. And she said, what did she say? She said that unfortunately she forgot it. She's not very good with technology. I think it's an older lady. And the router is apparently locked in her office with the rest of the details for that. So she said she could be back in a few days to get into there and we could reset the router or get the password. However, I mentioned I was in cybersecurity and if she wanted, I could probably hack into the network and try and recover the password, which she said, yeah, go for it. She gave me permission to do that. So I'm going to take a shot at it. I don't really have many of my tools here, except for I think I have my ESP32 Marauder that I'm going to see if I can actually capture the handshake and take it and crack it. So if you're seeing this video, it means I probably was able to get in, but I wanted to record this and take you guys along for the journey just to show how it works. A few months back, I actually recorded a video on how you can build your own ESP32 Marauder, just like this one. So if you haven't built one yet and you want to, I will drop a link to that video in the description down below. In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can use the ESP32 Marauder to perform a DDoS attack and knock some of the devices off of the network, and then actually be able to capture the four-way handshake that takes place with WPA2. And then we'll take that off of the device and onto our computer and take a look and see if we can actually crack that and recover the Wi-Fi password. So let's get started on the ESP32 Marauder itself. After powering on the Marauder, the first thing we'll need to do is actually go into the device settings and make sure we have it set up properly to be able to capture the handshake that we need. So we'll go into settings here. And then mine's already set, but you'll need to make sure you have this force PMK ID set if you want to be able to de-authenticate devices off the network. So what this means is that when we are actually performing the scan for the four-way handshake, this is actually only going to take place when a device actually connects to the network. Now, if we want to be really passive and not knock any devices off, then we can just sit and wait for that to happen. However, in my case, at this Airbnb, there is probably very few, if any, devices that are going to be connecting. Now, I did see a couple smart cameras, and I think they have a smart TV. So there are some devices that we could probably kick off. So I'm going to use this Force PMK ID option. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you should only be doing this on networks that you actually have permission to. This can be highly illegal otherwise because you're essentially jamming the network and knocking devices off of it. So now that I have that set, I'm going to go back here and then we'll go back to the main page here and we're going to go into Wi-Fi. So first off, I'm going to do a quick scan for access points here just to make sure, and I can already see the one that I want coming up. So that's just to make sure that we are in range of it. And then the next thing we'll do is this EAPOL/PMK ID scan. This is a protocol that's used for that four-way handshake. And we can click on it here. And then you may need to specify which channel you want to run this on. I know from some experimentation that is on channel 3. It's a little bit hard to see, but down here we have a blue line that is showing the amount of EAPOL packets that are actually seen. So right now we are at 0, and what we need is for a device to actually authenticate to this network so we can see a spike and pick it up. And then we'll know we actually have that handshake going. Perfect. It looks like we just had a device try and connect, probably one that was kicked off from those DDoS. So at this point, we've got the handshake captured, and we can now try and take this offline and go and crack it. Now we can power off our Marauder, and then we can take the SD card out and we'll pop it into my laptop here so we can recover the PCAP file that has all of the network details and hopefully contains that four-way handshake. The file we're looking for here is the EAPOL_0.pcap. This is the default file name that Marauder uses, and that EAPOL is actually the protocol that's used during that four-way handshake. It stands for Extensible Authentication Protocol over LAN. There's a few different tools that we could go and use to try and crack the four-way handshakes and recover the password. So one popular one is AirCrackNG, which can actually just directly take in this PCAP file and then run some hash cracking on it to attempt to recover the password. However, I much prefer to use Hashcat because I find it to be faster and a lot more flexible. In order for us to use Hashcat, though, we're going to need a way to actually extract out the four-way handshakes in a way that Hashcat can recognize and crack them. Luckily, there is a great tool that is actually hosted by hashcats.net online that can automatically convert these and extract out those four-way handshakes. So the tool is cap2hashcat, and it's as easy as we just need to choose a file. So for me, I am going to choose the one that we just talked about that we recovered, and then we can just click convert, and then it will actually attempt to extract those four-way handshakes out for us. Perfect. So we were able to actually extract it here, and now we can just go ahead and download this and then run Hashcat against it. So we'll click download here, and then I'm going to actually save mine into my Hashcat folder because I find it a lot easier to do it that way. I've got my hash saved here. I just saved it as this AirBnB hash.hc 22,000. That's the format for Hashcat to be able to crack these. And the next thing we'll need is actually a word list to go ahead and try and crack this against. Now, I actually got a huge tip by asking the host of the Airbnb if they remembered anything about their Wi-Fi password. And they mentioned to me that they thought that it actually contained the name of the neighborhood that I'm staying in, which is referred to usually as Old South or Wortley. So what I've done is I've actually created just a very small word list here. So if we just actually cat this out, I've got this word list. And you'll see I just have Old South and Wortley in here. Now, I already tried these two passwords and they didn't contain it. So what I'm going to do is actually run these through Hashcat with a rule called one rule to rule them all. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to do things like append numbers or add them at the end or front or add capitals or do leet speak to these words to actually generate a whole bunch of different combinations, and hopefully one of those is actually going to give us a hit and allow us to recover this password. The command to run this is hashcats.exe, and for any of you Linux lovers wondering why I'm on Windows, it's because this is going to make it a lot easier for it to get access to my GPU and run faster. Then we need to pass in the mode, which is the type of hash that we're trying to crack, with the -m flag, which for us is 22,000. We then need the name of that hash file, the name of our word list, and then with -r, we're specifying to also use this one rule to rule them all rule. So let's kick this off. We'll let it get started, initialize, and then start running. And even with this just small word list, using the one rule to rule them all, this is actually going to take a little while to run. So we can take a look at the status here, and we're barely just in, and it is running through. We will give it some time. It looks like it's going to take about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go grab myself a beverage, and I'll come back here and we'll see if we were able to crack it. Looks like we are in, and the password was Old South 1952. I'm guessing that's maybe going to be the birth year of this Airbnb host. So thanks for following along, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you want to learn more about ethical hacking, password cracking, and all things cybersecurity, then make sure to check out our courses on the TCM Security Academy. I'll drop a link to that down below, and have yourself a great day.